I remember him barging in the door and saying, turning the light on, saying, off your butt and on your feet, out of the shade and in the heat, it's time to go to work. I'm like, what kind of work we're doing? Just work.
Hard work.
Hard work. Yeah, there we go. Hard work.
I had no interest in farming at all until I went to work on my uncle's farm out east of O'Donnell when I was for a junior in college. I went out there one summer and I was like, oh, this is life, you know. Outside, your own boss. And so I got started in 1972. I had long hair, drove a GTO for a pickup, and with the help of my two neighbors, Ronnie Floyd and Mott Floyd, I started doing okay farming. I could barely drive a tractor, and I'd rely on my neighbors, and also I'd go to the gin down here in Newmore. It's not even open now, and I would sit there and listen to the older farmers talk about how deep to plant the cotton, what cotton seed that they liked the best, and that's what I would get their ideas and I would use them. And it was like a world of experiences right there given to me, you know, just by listening to them and drinking coffee with them and stuff like that.
Here's some peppers for supper tonight.
Oh, okay.
One of his sons said recently, told him, and it just made him feel so good. He said, thanks for always taking me with you when we were little. You know, because he did. You know, they'd get on the tractor with him and hoe with him. And he taught them all along the way different things, and they taught him. They've been doing this since they were little. So it's in their blood, I think.
We always had to work hard, but he always made it fun. You know, it was never felt like we were being tortured in any ways. Well, probably sometimes, but.
Yeah, for me it was hard in some ways, but I mean, we had a lot of freedom, a lot of independence, do some sometimes crazy stuff, but fun too. But learning to work and then just, you know, getting to work alongside your dad and your brothers too was a big thing for me. You know, seeing some of the things that he did, like, you know, not asking anybody to do anything that he wasn't willing to do himself.
And people pay a lot of money to teach those lessons to their employees. I mean, you learn that in 2 weeks out here if you pay attention and get after it. So that was very valuable growing up. You know, I went to the corporate world and I interviewed, and they said, this is a tough business. And I said, well, you know, I grew up, you know, you work 12, 14 hours a day, 6 days a week, and it still might not work out. So how is that any harder? That's how I look at it.
I haven't been in the family all that long, but, you know, I take note of what they do, and they do. They feed off of each other and value each other's opinions.
Oh, that's true. We respect each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key to it, respect. Andrew's good at renting land. You know, he has the nerve to do it and the ability, and he's good at buying land and making deals, and Scott's good at finances and planning, so it's all worked out real well. And Roxanne's really helped me with paying bills and keeping books and stuff like that, because that's really my weak point.
I'll get it organized, but he sits down and he pays the bills, and then, you know, we work together to get it done.
A lot of people say don't go in business with your family, and there's definitely challenges in that, but you can learn to work through that and find that spot where, okay, you know, you're right in this area, I'm right in this area, and we can just kind of split the difference, and it works out really good.
There is a lot of discussions every day. They all have to talk and figure out what to do because they all farm together.
Plus, during harvest season, the wives take turns bringing our meals at night, so that way we can just harvest on into the night, which, you know, helps a lot. They'll go get parts or help us move the equipment and stuff like that, which helps a lot too.
And it's very intertwined, if you hadn't figured that out. So I don't think there's any defined role really, other than Dad's farming ninja.
It's his job, and he's gonna find a way, any way, to provide for his family and so that we have the best opportunity. So, and I think we've all benefited from that. We've learned how to work hard. We've all grown into successful men, and I just hope and pray I can do the same for my children.
Say for me, for sure. I mean, I just moved out back here from California after spending 12 years out there, and I think, I think there's a lot of reasons why we moved back to Texas, but I think one of those is just introducing our kids to this way of life and kind of showing them what this is all about and kind of carrying that forward to the next generation.
Was that nice enough?
Oh, that's a shock. And I can say this, these guys are all real men. All of them.
Thanks.
Now that you moved back from California, we'll consider you.
Consider you normal. I feel very fortunate. I made this decision years ago to do this kind of work. I've never regretted it.